In the age of chaos and aggression, when mixed martial arts became a test of who could hit harder, one man brought silence into the cage. A man who fought not with rage, but with precision, stillness, and timing. His name is Lyoto Machida, the Dragon. Lyoto was born in Salvador, Brazil, in 1978, the son of Yoshizo Machida, a Shotokan karate master who emigrated from Japan in the 1960s. From the age of 3, Lyoto trained every single morning. Before breakfast, he would meditate, sweep the dojo floor, and bow to his father. He grew up not just learning how to strike, but how to think, how to breathe, how to remain calm in the storm. His older brother, Shinzo Machida, shared that same path, both molded by discipline, both raised in silence. As he grew older, Lyoto combined Shotokan karate, sumo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and boxing, creating a unique style no one in MMA had ever seen before. He didn't chase opponents, he waited. He moved like water, striking only when the time was perfect. Critics called it boring. Experts called it genius. Before entering the UFC, he fought in Japan in K1 and Inoki Bombaye events, defeating future legends like BJ Penn and Rich Franklin long before they became champions. To traditional martial artists across the world, he was living proof that karate could still survive in the age of the cage. In 2007, Lyoto entered the UFC, smaller and lighter than most of his opponents in the light heavyweight division, but infinitely sharper. His undefeated run led him to a title fight against Rashad Evans in 2009. That night, under the lights of Las Vegas, Machida's timing was perfect. Evans fell, eyes open, frozen, and Bruce Buffer's voice echoed through the arena. "Welcome to the Machida Era." Lyoto became the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, the first pure Shotokan karateka to ever hold a UFC belt. After his brilliant victory over Rashad Evans, Lyoto Machida entered the cage as an undefeated champion, calm, technical, and precise. But his first title defense, against Mauricio Shogun Rua, became one of the most controversial fights in UFC history. For 5 rounds, Shogun attacked relentlessly with leg kicks and pressure, while Machida countered with surgical precision. When the final bell rang, the judges handed Machida the decision. But the arena erupted in disbelief. Many believed Shogun had done enough to win. Machida bowed to the crowd, stoic and silent, fully aware that the debate had already begun. Their rematch came quickly, and this time, there was no doubt Shogun caught Machida with a thunderous right hand in the first round and reclaimed the belt. For the first time in his life, the Dragon had fallen. But true to the way of the samurai, Machida accepted defeat with grace. He didn't make excuses. He didn't blame the judges. He simply bowed and promised to return stronger. Over the next few years, he continued to prove that his spirit was unbreakable. In 2011, against the legendary Randy Couture, Machida delivered one of the most iconic knockouts in MMA history. A front kick straight from the Karate Kid Couture fell back, unconscious, and Machida did what few in MMA ever do. He bowed. No punches, no celebration, just respect. He would repeat this display of honor again and again, most notably against Mark Munoz, a friend and former training partner. In that fight, Machida landed a perfectly timed head kick. As Munoz fell, Lyoto stopped. He refused to strike again. He waited for the referee, then bowed deeply to his fallen friend. That image became symbolic. A warrior who wins without cruelty, who conquers without hate. After years competing in the light heavyweight division, Machida decided to test himself against faster, younger fighters in middleweight. Even there, he was smaller than most, but his technique and composure made up for every kilogram. He fought for the title against Chris Weidman in one of the most technical championship fights the UFC has ever seen. Though he lost by decision, Machida's performance earned universal respect, not just as a fighter, but as a craftsman of movement, a master of timing. He would later face and defeat elite middleweights like Gegard Mousasi and C.B. Dalloway, reminding everyone that his precision had not faded. As his UFC career came to an end, Machida carried his discipline into a new battlefield, Bellator MMA. Now, in his 40s, he entered a cage full of younger, stronger men, yet his spirit remained unshaken. His debut was classic Machida, a tactical masterpiece against Rafael Carvalho, ending in victory by decision. Then came Chael Sonnen, a man known for loud words and chaotic energy. Machida stayed silent, studied, and waited. When the moment came, he struck with a perfectly timed flying knee that sent Sonnen crashing to the canvas. The old samurai still had the sharpest sword in the room. But Bellator wasn't only about victories. Machida faced wars against Gegard Mousasi, Ryan Bader, and Phil Davis. Each fight a battle of experience versus youth. Sometimes he lost on the scorecards, but he never lost himself. He never betrayed his code. No trash talk, no excuses, just the quiet acceptance of a man who knows that true mastery is not in winning, but in how you face defeat. Even as the years took their toll, Lyoto remained what he always was, a student. He continued to train, meditate, and teach others that martial arts are not about becoming violent, but about becoming free. Lyoto Machida's greatest victories were not measured in knockouts, but in silence. He brought an ancient mindset into a modern cage, a belief that combat begins long before the first strike. He learned that true power comes from balance, from the harmony between aggression and control, between mind and movement. In interviews, he often said, "I don't fight to hurt, I fight to express." This is the essence of his art. Every step, every stance, every bow, a meditation in motion. He carried the spirit of Bushido, the way of the warrior. Into the bright chaos of Las Vegas lights, Machida taught that martial arts are not about domination, but about understanding. To see without anger, to strike without hate, to win without pride. He believed that the dojo and the cage were the same, both mirrors reflecting the inner self, and the enemy, as his father taught him, was never the man across from you. It was always your own ego. When Machida spoke of victory, he spoke quietly. The fight is not about destroying others, it's about discovering who you are. He showed that stillness is not weakness, it's the highest form of control. That silence is not emptiness, it's focus. And that respect, even in the blood and noise of battle, they're about harmony. He brought karate back to life and inspired a generation to seek mastery, not just victory. Because for Lyoto Machida, the real opponent was never across the cage. It was always the one inside. If this story moved you, join us. Subscribe to the channel, share this video, and connect with us through the links in the description. Follow us on Instagram, support our work on Patreon, and explore our book, The Way of the Empty Hand. Every click, every share keeps the spirit of the modern samurai alive. This is Lyoto the Dragon Machida, the quiet storm, the last samurai of the cage. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay disciplined, stay balanced, and keep walking the way of the empty hand.